Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today what we're going to be doing is showing you how to freeze dry and do long-term storage for your herbs. So today we're going to be doing cilantro. We've done our parsley this way and it's worked out really good for us. So my wife just picked a bed of cilantro that we had growing, and we left a few growing just for seed. The parsley we did not that long ago. The parsley is nice because you can cut it and it'll just keep growing new parsley. But we're going to do the cilantro today, so let me show you what's involved.
So the first step we have to do here is separate the leaves from the stems. Next thing we do is give them a good rinse. Next we'll get our cilantro and put it in our salad spinner. Now we'll spin it and get all the excess water off. Now we can get our cilantro and start putting them on the freeze dryer trays. Now we like using these tray stackers. They work out really nice for us. Now we use parchment paper in between each tray so the food doesn't stick to the bottom of the next tray on top when we put it in the freezer. Now the trays are all nicely stacked and ready for the freezer. The next day, when the cilantro is frozen, we have to get the freeze dryer ready, so we have to start it. And now we gotta let it freeze for 15 minutes before we can load the food in. So after 15 minutes, we are ready to load the freeze dryer. Now we just press continue to start the freeze drying process. Now we have to make sure the drain valve is closed and the hose is not at the bottom of the bucket, and the bucket of course is empty. So it is now the next day. The process is just about complete here. Their process complete, and it only took 14 hours and 50 minutes. Now I slowly open the drain valve again to let the air back into the chamber. And again, make sure your bucket is empty and the hose is not at the bottom of the bucket, because if there's water in there, it'll suck up the water into the chamber and ruin all your food. Now we're able to open up the door. And always wipe around the rubber gasket for any condensation or water. That way it won't drip on the food while you're pulling it out and ruin it. Always check to make sure that the food is crispy and dry. And occasionally test it, of course. So there wasn't a whole lot of moisture or ice stuck to the side of the chamber, because it was only 14.5 hours and the cilantro really didn't hold much moisture. And in that situation, we're just going to hit no defrost, and if you had a lot of ice built up on the inside of the chamber, you can hit defrost, depending if you have anything ready to put in the freeze dryer or not. Now we're just going to put them in these jars so we can vacuum seal them. Now we have to make sure the rims of the jars are clean and no dust or any food is on there. And now we put our lids on and get them ready for vacuum sealing.
Alright, so we're going to seal these jars using the Food Saver wide mouth jar sealer here. They got them in regular and in wide mouth. So what we got to do is put this down, put your lid on like this, not the ring, just the lid. Put this down over it, and we got to lock this unit and seal, or vacuum, I'm sorry. And that will draw all the air out of the jar. And then it's done. And that's sealed. Nothing's going to come out. And it's all vacuum sealed. Now you can put your ring on if you wanted to. so now for long-term storage, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our cilantro and we're gonna put it in these vacuum seal bags here. For shorter term storage, we use the jars. That way we can take out what we need and then put the lid back on there and vacuum seal it, and it'll keep it nice and fresh and keep the moisture out of it. This is for long-term storage. We're gonna put them in these vacuum seal bags, and we're gonna use the PrimaVac vacuum sealer for that. And I'll show you how that works. Okay, let's put that in there.
I hope it doesn't come out when it sucks.
All right, next we're going to use a PrimaVac here. Want to make sure the part where it's going to seal is clean. So wipe any debris that might be on here. We're going to lay that inside. Now I got this little non-skid. They use these for lining drawers and cabinets and things like that. But it keeps it from your things from slipping in there. Lay that in there like that. Now this is a 12-inch seal bar in here, and these are 6-inch wide bags, so I can put 2 bags at a time. And now they're nicely sealed. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video on how to store cilantro. We grow a big bed of it in our greenhouse during the winter time and use as much as we can during the winter, and then the rest we store it long-term storage like this. So you can do it with your jars, with the Food Saver vacuum sealer, or with the PrimaVac. You could vacuum seal it for very long-term storage. And again, once you open one of these packages up, you can always put it in a jar and use the vacuum sealer to seal the jars up and keep it nice and fresh. Freeze-dried food is amazing. It's just completely void of moisture, but it has the exact same flavor as it did when it was, normal. So it's amazing stuff. Now this stuff got pretty crushed. That's okay. You can always even use it as a powder and put it in your recipes and things like that. The flavor will always be there. That's the important thing. That's what you want. Alright guys, so I appreciate you watching. Everything that I've used here is going to be in the description under the video. Again, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.